All right, I just did two like long rambly streams about my very weird whatever. I'm not gonna finish that sentence. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't matter. But what are we talking about here? Right, I just wanted to like talk about my psychological and physical health for a minute, just for one quick minute before we get into agentic commerce. Um, I don't know. I had a panic attack last night. I've been having panic attacks all the time, and I'm shitting blood. I'm shitting blood. I didn't realize that it was blood. It took me a while to realize it was blood, but supposedly that means I have an ulcer. I have an ulcer in my stomach or something. And then I really like, I don't know. I've got like a panic. I've got a panic flywheel going on because I realized I was shitting blood, and then I realized, and then I thought like I was panicking about that, and the reason why I'm shitting blood and have an ulcer is because I'm panicking all the time. So I have a panic flywheel. I create panic, which creates more panic. And I'm proud of that. That's one thing that I have accomplished in my life. Anyways, let's get the fuck to work, huh? How about that? How about that? Now that I am like, I don't know, I'm gonna try to switch. That is also a cause of my ulcer right there. For show. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. What's happening here? I was gonna say I haven't yet watched any Filipino TV, and I'm curious about it, but I can't find the remote. Is what I'm trying to say. I cannot find the remote, so let's get to work. Let us get to work. Check. Let's just check this. This here. What did I just click on? Okay, let's see here. Let's actually. This light is in my eyeballs. Shit. I don't know why the Wi-Fi is working well on for the YouTube tab, and then a different, and just on the other tab, it's not friggin' working. Okay, so for starters, what is Commerce IQ? I don't know what is Commerce IQ. Here is the algorithmic platform that helps consumer brands win in e-commerce. What, son of beach? What is Commerce IQ? Try that again. What is Commerce IQ? What is happening here? What the fuck is happening here? I don't know. I'm gonna make it dark in here though. Na, 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 na. Praise the Lord. You know, sir. Commerce IQ is a retail e-commerce management platform that uses machine learning and automation to help consumer brands scale their business across online retailers like Amazon, Walmart, and Target. Okay, let's go back to the first thing. What is the Commerce IQ launched a new suite of retail AI agents designed for brands to automate, optimize, and execute thousands of daily tasks, such as managing, analyzing, and optimizing retail media. And to allow brands to operate at algorithmic speed. Okay, whatever. Universal Commerce Protocol reports indicate that the Universal Commerce Protocol has gone live for major retailers like Etsy and Wayfair. allowing AI agents to handle searching, comparing, and purchasing. Shopify leadership highlighted that agentic commerce has the potential to significantly increase the total addressable market for e commerce, signaling strong confidence in the technology's adoption. Industry analysis confirms that AI is moving beyond simple recommendation engines to becoming autonomous agents that finish the job of buying, with McKinsey noting, wait, what? Industry analysis confirms that AI is moving beyond simple recommendation engines. Yes, a shift toward embedded purchase options. NIQ reported that AI powered LLM driven advertising is accelerating the adoption of agentic commerce in the consumer packaged goods sector. I don't know why I'm incapable of understanding that sentence. What the fuck are they saying? I don't think I don't I don't think it's saying anything. That's why. If you're still manually clicking through grids of tiny product photos and squinting at estimated delivery dates, you're basically using a rotary phone in a 5G world. The shopping cart is dead. Additionally, I'd argue that it died the second the Universal Commerce Protocol went live earlier this month. For the last 20 years, we've been the unpaid interns of the retail world. Think about it. We do the research, compare the prices, hunt for the coupon codes that aren't expired, and we fill out the same billing info for the millionth time. It's exhausting. It's manual drudgery, as NRF folks put it this year, and frankly, I'm done with it. Specifically using the new Gemini AI mode for backyard renovation. Yeah, that was what my experience with buying an airline ticket using AI mode and only switching to purchasing at the very last step is like, oh, that was so much better. I will never go back unless I'm forced to somehow. Like that was instead of like calculating everything myself and figuring out, I just told the AI what my concerns were, and it figured it out for me. That is pretty wild too. The thing about the drones, if you combine zipline with AI buying, then you can. I mean, you can just be like, hey, we're gonna like have 5 people over for the weekend, and I need like enough groceries. I don't have time to give you any more details. Just figure it out, and then send, and then like your groceries will be flown via drone to your home in 20 minutes. Damn, this is a comprehensive article. Are they doing this for SEO reasons? They must be, right? Does anybody write any article this comprehensive if it's not for SEO reasons? What are we talking about here? Why subscribe and save is obsolete? Why would I lock myself into a 30-day recurring order when my agent can perform dynamic reordering? Instead of a dumb timer, my agent monitors my actual usage. If I'm due for more coffee, my agent doesn't just reorder the same brand blindly. It checks the UCP for price drops. Who's responsible when AI buys the wrong thing? Everybody writes about that and I don't read it. I can't read about that. I don't care. I will, I'm sure, but it's just right now it's not. It's like first let's establish how things work before we worry about the edge cases. B to B, and then everybody's like, yeah. People keep saying, oh shit, that's right. I was thinking maybe the reason I have ulcers is because I always have my computer on my stomach like that while I'm lying on the bed, and that gave me stomach cancer. Is that possible? I think it's very possible. Damn, also, my computer is fucking overheating. What's up with that? Is that normal? Do I have to give my actual AI, give the AI my credit card number? Actually, you shouldn't. Most high end agents use agent payments protocol. This creates a one time token for each purchase. The store never sees your real card, and the token expires the second transaction is done. Wow. Ending with the, what do you call that? I definitely have a weird feeling in my stomach right now, but it's a weird feeling that I would normally ignore. It's only because I'm like, oh, I have an ulcer that I'm paying any attention to it at all. Has that been the feeling of having an ulcer the whole time that I've just been ignoring? Who is this Sunil? Also, oh, definitely got a nice little SEO offer going there. That was a that was a really well done article, and it's a new article, and it was clearly being cited by Google AI mode. So whoever this Sunil person is, they know what the fuck they're doing. They really do. How agentic commerce and AI tilts the scales toward challenger brands. This article's written, it just turns my brain off, and I'm incapable of understanding what the article's about. Okay, I'm done with this article. I'm done with it. I'm done. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Oh, I do actually have acid reflux right now. Just a little bit. It's like a low level amount. It's not like painful. Uh, but again, it's something I would normally not pay only because I realized that I'm shitting blood. That I took a moment to be like, oh, wait a minute. I do feel something. Danny Organ. What you talking about, Danny Organ? I'm already following you. Mexico's agentic revolution. I don't know what type of accent this is supposed to be. What type of accent is this, Holmes? That's a Mexican businessman accent. Mostly businessman, like light on the Mexican part. And today's expert contributor, Marcos Purriaron, explains Mexico's agentic revolution using autonomous AI to multiply productivity. Don't miss out. Don't miss out. Article link. Audio link. You know what? I'm gonna miss out. I don't see why should I prioritize learning about Mexico? If it was about the Philippines or Taiwan, that's a big thumbs up. Speaking of which, maybe I just jump around a little bit. Maybe I do a little bit of jumping around. Right? Can we do that? Rocket out, rocket in. Let me begin. And jump around. Get up, get down. Yeah. All right. That's taking a long time. Agentic commerce is real. That's enough. That's all you have to say. If you want me to follow you, just say agentic commerce is real. Helping you turn internet attention into real money online. I don't get any internet attention. I am currently live streaming to 0 people. When I'm finished with that, I'll probably tweet to 0 people. But it's okay. You know why? You know why it's okay? Because I prefer my own thoughts to other people's thoughts. And they're not because they're coming from me, because they're higher quality. And that's not always been the way it was. It hasn't always been. It used to be I used to just download the books and lectures of smart people into my brain all day, every day. That's what I used to do. I didn't really enjoy my own ideas very much because I thought these people knew more than, it's not that I thought I was correct. They knew more than me and they understood more than me. But at this point in my life, there's almost no idea or angle or there's nothing that I haven't examined, at least partially. And as I'm saying that, it's sort of like, in my head, even if, nobody's watching this and nobody's going to watch this ever, probably. Nonetheless, even because, a lot of things I say in live streams and then like I find myself saying them to people later on, but because I've like rehearsed saying things almost not that I did that intentionally, but that's what ends up happening. And so and I do say the same things over and over again, and so does everybody, and you should say the same thing over and over again, honestly, because like you kind of have to have repetitive things that you say if you believe it. Anyways, what the fuck was I about to talk about? I have no idea. Too many side tangents, and now I completely lost the main point. What was I saying about how I used to like download other people's thoughts all day, and now I have, right, that is, so I mean, I could think of like people that would criticize me and be like, oh, you think you're so smart? Oh, you think you know something? Oh, you don't even have a master's degree, or you don't even have a PhD, or like, oh, you think you're smarter than Dunning-Kruger, or what was that? Or just that I'm narcissistic, that this is like a narcissistic way of being or way of thinking. And it's like, excuse me, do I get to be anything? It's like the same as like the guy in Taco Bell that I was talking about earlier, but I made that live stream private. But where it's like I haven't been with a woman for 5 years, and I'm desperately lonely, and I try to talk to a woman, and then he's over there shaking his head, and I'm like, "What are you shaking your head about?" And he's like, "You're bothering her." It's like, it fucking bothers me that I've been alone for the last 5 years, motherfucker. When do I get to try to do something about that? When does my need to attempt to not be alone outweigh that I might like slightly annoy somebody? Um, it's like at what point when you've been like learning about things for like 20 years, do you get to actually say things and like you're an authority on the subject without having to be like, "Oh, I'm sorry for being narcissistic," or "I'm sorry for fucking idiots." Anyways. I'm gonna live stream everything. I swear to God, from now on, from now until I make some money, I will be live streaming every fucking second. I'll live stream my sleep. I don't give a fuck. I give zero fucks. I got nothing else going on except for just walking around Manila and taking it in. Other than that, I got nothing going on. But it's been probably a whole lifetime doing that. Go out there and talk to people and get into things and go on a whole different path. Oh, also, I do need to extend my stay here. And what was that? Oh, I don't have. I mean, I don't. I don't have any internet except for Wi-Fi when I'm in the room. That's my biggest issue. D have a follower. Talk about circle, you get followed. I can't tell what this is about. I get that it's aggregated. I read a really super wild article the other day about this new plan to turn the Gaza Strip into like these high tech cities that use stablecoin, and they're like smart AI cities. I don't know. I don't have an. I know the article that I was writing that I was the article the article was taking the opinion. The author was taking the opinion that this was like a horrific, horrible crime against humanity, sort of a thing. But I mean, they always do. Like they always start with like, let's just knee jerk criticize without. Now, the thing that I would probably agree with is they're saying like this is technocratic planning, economic planning, as opposed to free market capitalism. Um, I'm waiting for that fucking motorcycle to go by but I mean, I'll be waiting all day because that road is loud as fuck. And I was thinking, like, can I go for a walk, but like find a road that isn't that it's got no sidewalks, and there's scooters and cars and trucks and fucking everything. I haven't seen any dogs yet, but I mean, there's no like it's not good walking. And so I look in the map and it's like, no, every other road is like a maze that goes nowhere. There's no like straight through roads with like a wide road and sidewalk, and it's not a thing. I should find a city that's being built or that has been built more recently, like Gaza. But no, I think like they're, I would say it's if they're engaged in like technocratic planning as opposed to free market capitalism, that's not good. But when you're like building the infrastructure for a city, I think there is a role for technocratic planning. The issue is whether or not once people move into the city and stuff like that, are you shutting down free commerce or are you allowing free commerce to do its thing? If you're shutting it down, then you are systematically destroying wealth. And no matter how smart you think you are, no matter how good you think your algorithms are, no matter how good you think your government planners are, like I mean, I guess I mean, at a certain point, I think the algorithms can recreate a free market, but I think it's like at that point, they'd have to actually just be a free market, just like an algorithmically enabled free market. So then you're not really shutting down uh, free trade. You're not free trade. I don't mean to say free trade. Free commerce, free enterprise. You're simply enabling it with AI. You're augmenting it with AI. So, anyways, I don't know. I don't have any opinion on whether this plan for the Gaza is a good plan or a bad plan. It just was so completely. I had not heard that anybody was planning anything remotely similar to this, and it's like they're going to use the Trump coin, the USD 1, I think it is. Speaking of this, of which, and of jumping around, let's see if there's any interesting news on that topic. Oh, shit. Yeah, my stomach hurts. My stomach hurts in a way, not in like a cramped or bloating way, like in a like a there's something bleeding in there sort of a way. I am definitely gonna die. This all stems from I tried to commit suicide by eating too much ice cream, and I made a joke about it. And I made a joke about it because it's gonna work. It's just gonna take a while, but it will work. I am just like knee deep in crypto stuff right now. I really am. Hopefully, I'll find a way to earn some crypto. But I mean, I don't mean to be knee deep in any crypto anything. It's just I feel like there's no way to separate like agentic e-commerce with like the crypto fueled form. It's there. We're using the exact same term to refer to two very different things. They are very different things, but they might merge in the end. They might end up being the same thing in the end. But for now, they are two different things, which is like giving agents on the blockchain authority to make purchases autonomously is being referred to as agentic commerce. And being able to press the buy button inside of your chat with AI mode or ChatGPT is also being referred to as agentic commerce. These are very different things, but again, they could become like more or less just two aspects of the exact same thing, and that's where we're moving towards. So maybe it's okay to conflate them now because they're going to be the same thing in the end. But the point is, when I'm looking for agentic commerce, I'm really more looking for uh, chatbots in e-commerce stores, buying through ChatGPT, buying through Google AI mode. But then what I find is 99% about giving crypto to agents on block. Which, why is that there's so much crypto stuff? Like the crypto people and the agent people are the biggest hypesters, and they're 99% of the posts on X are going to be but about, which is so weird because 99% of people's actual interactions with agentic commerce is going to be buying things from Google AI mode and ChatGPT. The exact opposite of, anyways, though. So because I'm using this method, oh, see, yeah, my stomach is fucked, and I'm gonna go. I think I might just only once from now on, which is the worst option possible. But there's a McDonald's really close to here, and I just mentioned ice cream earlier, and I was like, yeah, I do want some ice cream. Okay, it took me a lot of passes to actually read this, figure out what it's about. But that's cool, dog. Okay, I'll follow you. Damn, you don't even follow. You got 46,000 followers. Just submitted blah and blah to the agentic commerce map. You know, finding out that these people that I was hanging out with are dead now, it reminds me that you should never be embarrassed about anything because you could die. Or the people that you're worried about them judging you, they could die. And like you don't even have to take it to that level to make a case that you shouldn't be embarrassed. But I mean, seriously, it's like for me, like doing this is like embarrassing. This is like embarrassing. I'm like an embarrassing piece of shit for doing what I'm doing at this exact moment. But you know what? Like if that's what keeps me from killing myself, then isn't it worth it? Or if that's what keeps me from overdosing on drugs because I'm using them to and out of desperation to make myself feel, isn't it better to just go on the internet and talk to yourself at the same time? This real agentic automation. This is a powerful shift. Fire 402 was ahead of its time. Now it finally makes sense, turning payments into a native protocol layer for voice AI. Unlocks true machine to machine commerce. What? Why voice AI? That's threw me for a loop. Solana. Oh my God, I'm only 2 hours into the most recent post on this topic. It's going to take all day. fully on-chain markets. I'm definitely, it's only a matter of time before I mass unfollow all of these crypto people. Agentic payments. All right, what was I talking about? Somebody was talking about the agentic commerce map. You know what I'm going to do with this agentic commerce map? I'm just going to add it to my Google saved. So it's 49. I miss being in Taiwan because I like that I can go talk to people in Chinese sometimes. That's fun for me. That is a fun thing. That's a thing I enjoy doing. Just go have a conversation with somebody in Chinese. It's fun. It's a thing. I was, I've said it before, but it really sort of hit home when I was leaving Taiwan. Uh, I guess that was not last night, the night before last night, where I was like really sad about leaving Taiwan. Uh, and I realized that part of the reason is because like it's gonna make me sad saying it again. Like I don't really, man. I can't even say this without crying. It's just sad. Like I don't have access to my own Chinese personality until I'm around Chinese people, and then it like comes out and it comes alive, and I'm like, oh, that's right. This is the person that I am, and I like being this person. And I don't know. I don't know why. I mean, I could just be talking right now in Chinese, but that happens naturally when I'm around Chinese. I do like yeah, yeah. I definitely yesterday for a while I was thinking in Chinese, and then I was like, oh, I'm like thinking in Chinese. I didn't make an intent, a point to do that. It just happened, you know. Speaking of which，美国司法部2月4日说，美国境内个庞大的假结婚网络有关的人士被起诉，其中包括多名中国公民和美国海军成员。哦，should not do that. You should not do. Why did I even come over here? I don't know. I like these like there's sort of like these like fringe viewpoints that I don't check in on that often, but I do making life easier with fast payments and digital ID. Yeah, these sort of fringe viewpoints. I like when big things happen, like this Iran situation. I like to check in on them and just see. Uh, what their opinion on these things are is whatever. Should I really be just talking to myself in a hotel room online when I'm in this country that I've never been to before and that is actually cheap enough that I could go enjoy myself a little bit with a little bit amount of money I have? Instead, I'm just sitting here slowly giving myself stomach cancer. Yeah, okay. This whole article is about Sam Altman saying that it takes 20 years to train a human or whatever. And he said, and that people just predictably enough get all. That's all. It's just that noise. That's all they're saying. They're just making that noise. Doesn't matter what their arguments are. Their arguments always boil down to. The EU and association with the subverted West has actually been worse for Spain than World War One and World War Two combined. Oh, that's right. I forgot there was like a thing with Spain and not letting the U.S. use the bases or something. The exhaustion timeline. Oh, good. This guy got me going on a thing. All right, I'm gonna just go ahead and share this, even though I shouldn't, because I feel like it's gonna get picked up by YouTube algos. They're gonna. But why do I care? Nobody ever watches my shit. Why should I care? This is just documentation for my own, so I can live in my own endless loop of my own thoughts. That's well. Here's his thoughts, by the way. But this guy really got me thinking about the missile situation. It was his posts is so. Anyways, let's keep it going. Do you think really spicy food is damaging my stomach? Because man, the other day when I ate that like spicy dumplings, the Sichuan style spicy soup broth, but then it's just dumplings. I was uh, I was high. I was on cloud nine. I was having a great old time just because of all the spicy food. I got high on spiciness, for real. It appears that both the USA and Israel will be effectively unable to defend against missile barrages by this time next week, at the latest. At 800 interceptors per day total. THAAD's estimated remaining stockpile is 450 to 550 units. SM3 remaining stockpile 350. So I wonder if he's going to address the launch sites question, because the launch sites question is the question here. Larger inventory of PAC-3 missiles, 10,000 total. Flight interceptors could exhaust in 3 to 7 days at this rate, shifting strategy from preemptive strikes on Iranian launchers. Well, why wouldn't we do that anyways? That doesn't make any sense. We were doing that anyways. Or drawing from Pacific/European reserves. Israel's layered system Iron Dome, David Sling, Arrow 2-3 were depleted in 2025. 35% of ballistic stocks destroyed by Israel, but own interceptors heavily used. Production has accelerated. Arrow 3 tripled. The cost, $2 million to $3 million per arrow, $40K to $50K per Iron Dome Tamir, and lead times constrain resupply. Okay, so 3,000 to 3,600 to 3,900 interceptors were used for, according to his calculations. We estimate a total coalition stockpile of roughly 2,000 to 2,500 interceptors of all types. From the tally we just compiled, coalition forces across all theaters intercepted roughly 1,200 to 1,300 projectiles, applying the doctrinal requirement of 2 to 3 interceptors per target. Okay. So 3,600 to 3,900 interceptors consumed. Yes, you said that already. What are you saying it again for? Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure there was a I'm pretty sure I read an article at one point about Taiwan. I should not. Don't put my computer on my stomach. Don't be doing it. Using drone swarms. Which makes sense to me. It really does seem like if you could put a drone swarm, like you could make an Iron Dome of drones, and then they're like layered. They're many multi-layered. So when the first drone detects a missile incoming, then the drones at the lower layers position themselves to be in the way of the path. I don't know. This is talking about something that's not really what I was talking about. Drone swarms are increasingly being developed and deployed as missile interceptors. I'm going to just go ahead and tweet this. Actually, I'm going to find a thread and tweet it. What is the problem? Drones. What is the answer? Drones. This is like the, I don't know. Okay, so this is the, this is the last hurrah for missiles, right? Well, I don't know. There's always whatever. So if you have like a lattice, is that how you say that word? Of drones that are acting as missile interceptors, and then you change the equation. Instead of the interceptors being more expensive than the missiles, they're cheaper than the missiles, and then it makes no sense to be firing missiles. But then what you do is you have to utilize your anti-drone swarm weaponry. You take out the drone swarm, and then you fire your missiles. But it's sort of like if you can take out the drone swarm, then you can also take out the missile interceptors. And you can't, is the issue, unless you have air superiority, whatever. All right. Anyways, let's see if that goes. So I think yeah, this is like the last hurrah for missiles. It seems like they're like coming up and whatever, but it's like no, there's a lot of other ways. There's a lot of ways of dealing with both missiles and drones, which are like in the works, but they haven't been fully implemented yet. But to take what's going on in Iran today and extrapolate as this is the future of all warfare would not be accurate, I think. Okay, just get to your point, buddy. So they're going to run out of interceptors in 1 to 2 days. That's his point. And then if Iran did what some people are saying they did, and they've been just firing out their garbage, they've just been firing their garbage rockets to make them burn through all their interceptors. And once they're out of their interceptors, that's when they're going to start firing the real rockets. That's what. That's the theory. But so, but here's the thing. I mean, this guy may have a point, but if you're going to talk about this topic, you have to talk about the launch sites. So if you're saying Iran has all these missiles and it hasn't run out of missiles, but they have, so how many launch sites does it have left? Because the launch sites, I mean, first of all, it's some of like, is Iran capable of launching the fuel the ones you have to add fuel to. I heard there's the ones you have to add fuel to, and then there's like the fixed launch sites. There's launch sites that like pop out of the mountain. Every time something is launched, it shows up on radar, it shows up on thermal imaging, and then the U.S. and Israel and their homies have the chance to go bomb whatever launched the missile. So the question is not how many missiles does Iran have left. It's how many missiles can Iran get out of the bunkers, get fueled, get on the launchers, and launch? And how many launchers does it have left? Uh, so that's a very different question. And the fact that he's not even asking that question, to me, implies that he really doesn't know what he's talking about. And so I wouldn't be surprised if he's wrong. That said, Marco Rubio very much said something similar to what he was saying, and then they're talking about moving the THAAD receptors from South Korea. Yeah, every boxer knows that the way to beat someone with punching power is to let them punch themselves out. So AI is good at writing sci-fi novels, supposedly. There we go. Anomaly. What? Uh, Trivertarian analysis. In multi-ethnic, multi-religious societies, all politics is identity politics. Hmm. Okay, that's kind of weird because I'm pretty sure I checked that more than 5 days in. Anyways, there's no alternative to degrowth. All right, I'm getting sleepy. I didn't get very much done here, but I'm gonna go try to pay for another day at the hotel so that I can feel free to go to sleep without worrying that I'm gonna sleep past checkout time. So I'll reconvene this live streaming either after I book the room or after I wake up.